Today we are going to rebuild Saint-Etienne using Youth to Gold only. And if you're wondering what Youth to Gold is, it is that I have to sign players under the age of 19 or 19 or under, and I have to sell everyone who is at the age of 30 or more. So the focus is very easily just to sign the young players, the best talents in the world, and grow them into world beaters. And before us doing anything, this is our current squad. Of course, no players above the age of 30 or 29 or whatever. So yeah, it's not looking like the most exciting squad, so we have to sign some players, but we have to of course get rid of the old boys first. And we have of course 3 players on loan, and as we can see at their age we can't sign any of them on a permanent deal. I got rid of almost everyone I wanted to sell, however we got 2 more players left and I will just release them because they are of course too old to be part of this team. And also, I know this is maybe a weird one, but I'm gonna terminate Cardona's loan deal as well, because we of course have a very talented striker in Stasin and I don't want Cardona to take his minutes, so goodbye. And as we can see, we got a lot of money in for selling players. We've sold Tardeu to Werder Bremen, Apia to Brest, I do believe that is, Briancon to Rangers, Vadji to Watford, Mountain to Luton, Sissoko to Celtic. So a lot of money in, and as we can see, our budget is now at 20 million euros. So we can maybe get a couple of players in to improve, and we're looking at our squad to improve this team. And I'm looking to sign at least 1 midfielder and maybe a defender as well, although I'm not sure yet as this team really isn't that good. And we have started with an absolutely huge signing. We have signed Boadi from Lille for 6.1 million euros. And our second signing, it is a centre back signed from RB Leipzig, and he costed us 6.4 million, and it is Bichiabu. I'm probably mispronouncing that name as well. We also needed some depth on the right wing. However, it isn't really a starter we've signed. We've signed Bajratarevic from PSV and he is just 67 rated. However, he's got good potential, so he can maybe grow into a quality player. We have also sold another player. We sold Petro to Nantes for 1.9 million, and that is because I wanted to bring in a new left back as well. And that left back is none other than the Danish Manchester United player Patrick Dorgu. He's joined us from, of course, Man United for 2.9 million euros, and he is also our last signing of the first transfer window in our Youth to Gold Saint-Etienne rebuild. And this is how our team is looking going into the first season, and it's a really exciting team with the players we bought in. Of course, the first of all, we have the backup 19-year-old right winger, who I think maybe can grow past Boake in the season. However, I'm not too sure about that, but it would be nice. But the big signings are of course Bichaibu, who is 19 years old, 73 rated, Dorgu, 19 years old, 70 rated, and the biggest signing in my opinion, based on the potential and talent, is Boadi, 16 years old, 73 rated. We also got Stasin, who was here from beforehand, and he's just 19 years old as well, and 73 rated. So we got a lot of young players. Both our wingers are also pretty young. This guy Buchoari is pretty young, 22. Ekwa is young. I would like to sign him on a permanent deal. However, he of course is 22 years old, so he's too old. So yeah, this squad is actually really exciting. I'm unsure if we will manage to stay in the league because our ratings at the moment are pretty weak. However, we can grow and will probably grow a lot this season. But yeah, if we get relegated, I won't be too bothered about that. But yeah, let's just see where we finish in the first season here at Saint-Etienne. And that is the first season done here at Saint-Etienne. As we can see, we have barely stayed up. We won the relegation playoff thing against Paris FC. So yeah, wasn't exactly the best of seasons. However, we stayed up. And as you can see, Angers and Montpellier absolutely awful, both of them. But yeah, we stayed up, which is good, although we didn't care too much about that. Marseille won the Coupe de France. And League 1 playoff was of course won by us 6-4 on aggregate. And the League 1 was won by PSG, I guess. Yes, of course, with almost 20 points. Champions League was won by Arsenal, beating Atletico Madrid. And let's take a look at our growth of the team. And yeah, we had some very good growth. I do believe Davichavilli has grown 5 ratings, if I'm not mistaken. And that is absolutely insane. Buadi as well, going up a lot of ratings. Pachiabu going up too. Yeah, this season has been fantastic in terms of growth. We of course need to get a new DM in, because Ekwa is of course going back to Sunderland, I do believe it is. So yeah, all in all, a very good season in terms of growth of the team. Buakie has had an amazing season, getting 12 goals and 11 assists. Double figures goals and assists in the league is just brilliant from him. And yeah, now he's gone up for rating Davichavilli. So yeah, but he also had an amazing season. Stasin scoring 10 goals. Yeah, not the best, but not too bad either. 0 assists, however. Ibuadi, 2 goals, 3 assists, gone up 4 ratings. He has also gone up 4 ratings. Buchwari. So yeah, Dorg hasn't played too much, because what's important in this is that the young players are actually playing so they can grow. But yeah, all in all, a couple of very good seasons by a few players I didn't expect, such as Buakie, because he was the worst rated player in our squad. He wasn't even 70 rated. But yeah, let's go to season 2. And we got a very good budget as well, considering we barely stayed in the league. We got 24 million euros to buy new players for, and let's just take a look at how the age is in the current squad. Are there any players we have to sell? 20? Yeah, we have to sell Dylan Batubinsika. Yeah, he has to get transfer listed. I will maybe look at a new goalkeeper as well, or he will stay for one more season, and then we can sell him next summer. Apart from that, we don't really have to sell anyone, so we'll just stick with the same team, apart from a couple of signings. And we of course needed a DM, because Ekwa was going back to Sunderland because he was too old to be signed. But we signed a perfect, and I mean perfect, replacement. We signed him from PSG. It is Gabriel Moscardo for 10 million euros. And we have managed to get a sale. We had to sell Muefek because he was transfer listed, because he hasn't played enough according to himself. And of course, due to the age limit, we had to sell Batubiniska, or however you pronounce his name, and we got 2.1 million for him. And we needed some depth at the right back position, so we signed Buba Sangar for Roma for 1.1 million euros. And our last signing in this summer window here at Saint-Etienne, it is Victor Froholt from Copenhagen for 4 million euros. I know I said Froholt was gonna be the last signing, however I was looking at the team and we of course have to replace our goalkeeper next season. So I signed one now just in case for some reason our other goalkeeper gets injured or something and we have a young quality goalkeeper. However, we've signed Federico Ayala to be our backup goalkeeper this season. So this is how the team is looking going into the second season here with Saint-Etienne, and I'm very happy with the team. We of course got Bukaye, who is on the rating side one of our weaker links, especially in the attacking third. But he had a brilliant season last season, getting over 20 goal contributions in the league, so he will of course continue that. His dynamic potential has probably risen a lot. But apart from that, although we haven't made any signings apart from Oscardo to the starting 11, he's of course 19 years old, 74 rating, really exciting. We have improved our depth with Froholt, 19 years old, 70 rated, and Sangare, 17 years old, 65 rated, and also our new backup goalkeeper Ayala, who is just 17 years old and 68 rated, which is really good to be a goalkeeper. But yeah, I think the team will just continue to grow rapidly, and maybe we can fight for a top half table finish this season. And we of course got to remember it's the last season. We will use our captain, Lassonnière. That was some proper French pronunciations. And I actually changed the plans. I know I said it was going to be our backup goalkeeper, but we of course still got Fall, who is 67 rated. So I got this loan offer from Mallorca, and I thought, why not loan him out for 12 months, so he can hopefully get first in football. So yeah, Ayala is loaned to Mallorca for a year and of course maybe he can take Lajonaire's place next season, or if not, he will just be our backup goalkeeper. And looking at our manager rating, I'm actually not convinced we have managed to stay up in League 1. Oh, we barely have. We finished 15th place, 28 points only. That's worse than last season. Yeah, we are leaking in goals, conceding the most in the league. PSG won probably again. Yes, they did. Coupe de France was won by Nice. The League 1 playoff was won by Havre. However you say that, they beat Paris FC. So Paris FC have lost back-to-back promotion playoffs. The Champions League was won by Bayern beating Leverkusen. But why are we so bad? Where has it gone wrong? So yeah, our ratings, we have a lot of 80 plus rated players. However, our defense with 73, 74 and 75 aren't too good. And of course our goalkeeper has stopped getting developed as well. But yeah, our attack is far from the problem, I do believe. If you take a look at the stats, that probably shows is the case as well. And we can say, yeah, we kept 2 clean sheets. Fallas even got a lot of minutes. Have Ayala developed? Just 1. So we need to look for another goalkeeper this summer, with of course our number 1 leaving the club because he's too old. 29 is too old. We have to get rid. But yeah, Dorgu isn't playing all that, so well, he's playing a lot but not too much, so he isn't getting the best of growth. And Stassin, however, has started to score goals and getting assists as well. 21 goal contributions from him. David another good season. Boakier as well. Boadi starting to impress, growing another 4 ratings, so he is on absolute fire. Fruholt has played a lot as well. I don't know why he has played that much, but yeah, he's gone up 4 ratings, which is good. That's all we care about, getting the growth in. So yeah, that's it for the second season. Another goalkeeper have to be brought in. We will probably sell Fall as well, because we don't need 3 goalkeepers. Ayala and another one can probably come in. And yeah, let's get into the third summer transfer window. And how much money do we got to spend? We got 20 million euros, so that should be more than enough to find a good quality goalkeeper and maybe another good signing as well. And we also got to sell Cornoa as well, so we need to find another left back. And we sold the 3 players we wanted to sell. Boubacar Fall has gone to... I actually don't know which team that is. I can't see it. I don't know what Bell is, and I don't know the badge, unfortunately. But Cornoa has gone to Rangers and Larsonneur has gone to Galatasaray for 7 million. So let's get in a new left back and a goalkeeper, and probably a right back as well, if we can find out a right back, a centre back, a left back and a goalkeeper. So we needed to replace Cornoa as the left back, and he was the backup left back. And as we can't sign any players above the age of 19, which is 20 or above, of course, that means we can't have those high rated players. So we find Evaristo Barrios, and he's just 71 rated, but he is just 17 years old as well. We needed a new goalkeeper, and we have brought in exactly that. We brought in Christian Lund from Bologna for 8 million euros. And we've also brought in a new centre back who will be our last signing of this transfer window. It is Francisco Alves from Auxerre for 13 million euros. And this is how the team is now looking going into the third season. Yes, the defense is still not too high rated with our goalkeeper as well. However, I'm hoping Dorgu will grow, but Tishabu will probably definitely grow. Same with Alves. Macon, however, we are looking to replace him in the starting 11 next season. And of course, our new goalkeeper Lund, who will probably need a couple of seasons until he becomes a high-rated goalkeeper. Apart from that, the team is looking solid. I will maybe look to sell actually one of the key players. Maybe Daciaville, Stassin. Yeah, maybe even Batshabu. I don't know, I'm unsure. But we'll just see next season. The reason I want to sell them is, or one of them is because I want to earn a lot of money so I can improve the squad as a whole and not just sign 1 to 2 players every window. then we could maybe sign 3, 4, 5 players even that could all fight for that spot in the starting 11. But yeah, that's a future problem for us. Let's just go into season number 3, and hopefully now we can start to look up the table and not be in a relegation scrap. Season number 3 done here in France, and what are we doing? We are struggling so bad in the league. We are conceding way too many goals, which really isn't a surprise considering we had a 74 rated goalkeeper at the start. So hopefully he has grown a bit. But yeah, at least we are climbing the table. Went from 16th to 15th to now 13th. So yeah, let's just keep the growth going. But Coupe de France was won by Nice. The League 1 playoff was won by Auxerre beating Montpellier, and the Champions League was won by Real Madrid beating Borussia Dortmund in the final. And our squad, how is it looking? Has Lund grown? Yes, he's now up to 78. So yeah, the defense has grown a bit, which is nice to see. Stassin 84. David Chavilli has impressed me the most, so he's now at 83. Boadi 83 as well. But Moscardo, however, has disappointed me. I expected a lot more from him. But Fruholt on the bench, on the other hand, he is just growing like no one else. So yeah, all in all, growth wise good. Finishing on the table is not too good. But yeah, Stassin has scored 15 goals, getting 5 assists. David Chavilli 10 goals, 4 assists. Boaké has now starting to struggle, so we will look for a right winger. Boadi getting 10 goal contributions, which is pretty solid. But Fruholt has gone up 3 ratings despite playing just 18 games. Barrios playing a lot on the left, so yeah, him and Dorgu are rotating pretty heavily. Same with Ayala and Lund. I really don't know why the game are rotating so much with this squad, but yeah, we don't really care too much about that. But Moscardo, yeah, he's just growing 1 rating despite being 21, so we will take a look at him maybe in the summer. But yeah, all we know is we have to sell Macon because he's soon 29, so we will just do it now and get a new right back in. And Fomba has to be sold because of the age. I will also sell Macon, and I'm actually gonna transfer list Nade as well because he's getting very close to the age limit. And what is our budget looking like? Do we have to sell a key player? We only got 21 million, so we have to sell a key player as well. And I am unsure about who I want to sell. Do I want to sell Stassin? No, because he is one of the originals. Boadi I don't want to sell either, and David Chavilli is also one of the original Saint-Etienne players. So the player I'm going to transfer list, it is Bichiabu. So hopefully we'll get some offers for him and get a lot of cash in. And we've now got almost 80 million euros in the bank after selling some players, including the big sale. Bichiabu, who's gone to Newcastle for 54 million euros. Ideally, I didn't want to sell him, of course. However, it was time. We needed to get some money in the bank and improve the squad as a whole. So yeah, we had to sell him. But now let's focus on the positive and bring in some exciting new players. And our new right back, it is... Well, we of course got to see Bichiabu getting sold for us. I don't know why we are getting that now. But our new right back, it is Hamed Hassan from Sevilla for 10 million euros. We needed a new centre back and we have brought in exactly that. It is Manuel D'Angelo from Strasbourg, worth 15 million euros. We also needed a backup centre back and we have brought in Alexis Sean or Jean or whatever from Crystal Palace for 3.2 million. And we've signed a huge right winger. It is Lucien Bertrand from PSG for almost 30 million euros. And our last signing of a very, very busy transfer window here at Saint-Etienne, it is Teko Sanya, who we've signed from Young Boys for £12.7 million plus Ben Old. And this is the team going into season number 4 here in Saint-Etienne, and it's looking not like the strongest squad. However, we have improved the total squad because we of course sold our star defender. But in terms of squad depth and other positions, I feel like we've strengthened a lot. We of course signed Bertrand, 18 years old, 79 rated, looking really exciting. We also brought in, where is he? Barrios, I think, was this window, 18 years old, 73 rated. Sean, 18 years old, 71 rated. Sagna, 19 years old, 75 rated. And we also brought in Hassan, 18 years old, 76 rated. And also D'Angelo, however you say it, 19 years old and 77 rated. So all in all, we got a lot of really exciting players. Let's get the growth going and continuing, and let's see where we finish this 4th season here in France. Let's hope for around 10th place maybe. And the goal was to finish around 10th position, and we haven't done more and we haven't done less either. So yeah, almost bang on in the middle. PSG won the title once again, but this time it was with the same amount of points as Marseille. But yeah, we had a solid season overall. We are still climbing the table slowly but surely. PSG won the double, of course. Paris FC finally got promoted to Ligue A, and Real Madrid won against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final once again. But how is the team looking? How is the growth going? I mean, the attack, apart from Bertrand, who has grown just 1 rating, are looking really solid. Boadi as well. But we have a couple of players who, for some reason, are struggling to grow, such as Moscardo. Dorgu has disappointed me as well. Lund aren't exactly growing too much. But I think I will just stick with Lund, because goalkeepers at that young age aren't exactly high rated, unless I can find someone, of course. But yeah, the squad looking pretty alright. I think a couple of more seasons and we should be fighting for the league title. The goalkeeper rotation is still going on for some reason. But Stasin scoring 18 goals, getting 3 assists. Davichavilli still impressing. We only got a couple of more years left of him. Boaké, same, couple of more years, 10 goals, 1 assist. Fruholt, 5 goals. Apart from that, Boadi getting 9 goal contributions. So, yeah, not the perfect season, but we are improving, which is the most important thing. What is the budget looking like ahead of season number 5? It is 30 million, and we can't really do a lot of improvements with that money. So I do think I have to... Do we have to sell Davichavilli earlier than we want to? No, not really. We will stick with him. We will at least sell Boaké, because he's 80 rated, just got a couple of more years, and we need the money, so he will at least be sold. We have sold the 2 players we wanted to sell. We have sold Gabriel Moscardo. He has only been there for a couple of years, but he has reached his potential. And we also sold Boaké because he was 27 years old. So we only had a few more years in him, and we of course also signed his replacement last summer. So we got a lot of money for them too. Now let's sign some improvements to the squad. And we have absolutely signed a huge signing here. He has costed us 50 million euros, so he will be our only signing in the transfer window. We've signed a 17-year-old Liam Morley from Atletico Madrid. The plan was only to sign 1 player this summer, but I was looking at the squad depth and we were pretty weak in terms of decent rated players. So we signed Leon Blondell. He is a CDM. And we've also brought in a backup striker. It is Lucas Janssen from Chelsea for 2.6 million. And Davichavilli is currently our oldest player in the team at the age of 27, so we got 1 to 2 more seasons of him. So this is how the team is currently looking, and as we know, the defense is still our weaker point in this team. Yes, Hassan, Alves and D'Angelo all are 20 or under, so they should of course grow a lot. Dorgu is still just 23, but the dynamic potential on most of them aren't looking too promising. So we maybe have to sell one of the key players, or Davichavilli, because he is of course getting closer and closer to the age limit of the team. And then we will of course get a lot of money, which we can improve the defense in. And Luna as well, 20 years old and 79 rated, which looks good. But that him as well also are struggling to grow at the moment. But yeah, we'll just see if we can have a good season now. Dynamic potential will hopefully take over. But just look at Morley, 17 years old, 79 rated. Insane stats. He looks absolutely crazy. And also Blondell, who are our new signing as the DM backup, 74 rated, 19 years old. And then Janssen, 18 years old, 71 rated. So let's see if we can continue our rise on the table and maybe finish in the top 8, top 7, maybe even push for some sort of European football. That is another season done, and we are climbing. We finished 10th last season and now we are up to 9th. However, it's not exactly rapid progress, but yeah, we are getting closer. And actually PSG didn't win the league title, it was Lyon. And Marseille won Coupe de France, Strasbourg won the relegation playoff thing, and Athletic Bilbao won the Champions League. So PSG didn't win a single trophy. But let's take a look at our team. And yeah, as we can see, the defense, yeah, apart from Dorgu, has grown a fair amount. Lund are struggling, he is also unhappy, so I guess Mr. Ayala has played instead of him once again. If I can find Ayala, there he is. Yeah, he has sharpness, so he probably has. Yeah. At least Morley has grown a couple of ratings. Stassin as well, up to 89. But Bertrand, however, is just 81. So he's gone up just 2 ratings in 2 seasons, despite being just 20 years old. But yeah, the plan is clear. We have to sell David Chaville because I feel like we need to improve the defense now, as we are kind of stuck. But yeah, we will see what players are available. But yeah, all in all, we have to look at stats first, of course. All in all, not exactly the dream season, but couldn't expect a lot more. We were hoping for top 8, and we did so. Stassin, 17 goals. David Chaville, it will be sad to let him go, but when we take a look at his value, 74 million, so we just have to transfer list him. Anyone else? No. Yeah, we can transfer list this guy as well, because he's unhappy and just got 12 months left. But yeah, Boadi, 7 goal contributions, not insane, but Froholt is continuing to be absolutely amazing. Morley just playing 20 games, which isn't perfect. So yeah, Dorgu getting 3 assists. Yeah, we still have a way to go with our current team, but hopefully we can have a huge summer. On our first sale of the summer, it is Bouchauri, who has gone to Losk Lille for 18.5 million euros. And the big sale, it is David Chaville, who has gone to Aston Villa for 88 million euros. And our budget is up to 133 million euros. However, I was hoping I could bring in a quality left winger, but the market just doesn't have the players that we are needed, so we have to settle for a lesser rated player. Our new left winger, it is a Belgium, of course, left winger. It is Thibaut Moreau, who is on for Newcastle for just 16 million, and he is just 76 rated. 76, sorry. However, we have got a huge upgrade in the goalkeeper spot. We've signed, I think it was Roberto Perez from Barcelona for 45 million and Christian Lund. And our final sale of the transfer window, it is Patrick Dorgu, who has left for Borussia Dortmund for 22 million euros, so let's find a replacement for him. Our new left back, it is the Spanish Aitor Rodriguez, who is signed from Nottingham Forest for 33.6 million. Our last summer signing this season, it is Jason Lefebvre, however you say that. We signed him for 41 million plus Froholt. So this is how the team is currently looking, and now it is our attack that looks like the weakest point. With a 81 rated right winger, hopefully Bertrand will grow. Stassin, however, is looking absolutely fantastic, but Moreau, our new left winger, he have to grow. He is just 76 rated, which isn't good enough. Our midfield, on the other hand, is looking very solid. The defense is starting to take shape, and I think we found our goalkeeper for the rest of the save in Roberto Perez, 19 years old, 85 rated. Rodriguez, who also were our new signing, 19 years old, 81 rated. Muro, 18 years old, 76 rated, of course. And we also signed Lefebvre, 18 years old, 81 rated. And I do believe we signed one more player. No, we didn't. That was all of the signing. So let's see. It's time to get European football. And please, Muro, grow, or else you will be replaced very, very soon. Another season is done, and as we can see, we have won our first proper piece of silverware. We have won Coupe de France, beating Nice 3-2 in the final. And how did we do in the league? How did we do? We finished 5th, so we would have gotten European football no matter what. And this is clearly our best season as of now. And I do believe that it is thanks to our improved defense, even though our attack took a beat in terms of rating. But let's take a look at the squad. Moro is 76 rated, so he grew by 3, which is pretty alright. But the defense is looking a lot better. The lowest rated player in the defense is of course 83, as we can see 3 of them are, but Perez 87 in goal. Our midfield is looking really good with Boadi, Sagna, Morley all 83 plus, with Boadi being 88 and Morley 85, with Lefebvre 84 on the bench, which is just fantastic. So yeah, Stasin, highest rated player as he is 91. But yeah, this is our best season by far, and as we can see, 10 assists from the goalkeeper. Perez played everything, which is great to see. Stasin 21 goals, 3 assists. Moro 11 goals and 3 assists, which is pretty solid. Bertrand hasn't played that much as Bajarakterevic, however you pronounce that, who is signed in the first season, I do believe. Played 19 games, scoring 7 goals and 2 assists, which is pretty solid. So yeah, all in all, very good season. Hopefully we got a lot of money so we can continue to improve the squad. We got 65 million euros in the budget, even though we haven't sold anyone, so the budget wise we are looking really strong. I am unsure about which positions I want to improve. I will look to see if there are a right or left winger that is high rated on the market. Maybe I will look for a center back as well, or I don't have the money for both, so one of the positions, either a left winger, right winger. If there aren't any of those, maybe a center back. The only piece of business we are doing in this transfer window, it is to sign German center back Marcus Thomas for 30 million plus Manuel D'Angelo. So this is how the team is currently looking. Our lowest rated player is still in the attack. The 2 lowest rated players, actually, Moreau on the left and Bertrand on the right. Hopefully we can get to the Champions League this season, may break into the top 4, top 3. But as we can see, Thomas was of course our only signing, 19 years old, 84 rated. So let's hope to see the defense continuing to grow. Maybe Moreau can grow a couple of ratings, maybe up to 83, 84. Bertrand needs to start growing as well, because I'm struggling to find good left and right wingers. These were the best options. There were no one on the market that would improve the team. But apart from that, I'm very happy with the team. Let's see what we can do in our first season in Europe. And that is looking very good. We have got into the top 3, which means there will be Champions League football for us next season. Just 5 points behind league winners Lyon. Trophée des Champions, we lost to PSG. Their Coupe de France was won by PSG, beating Lyon. And the Champions League was won by Man City. We, of course, were in the Europa League. We did not win. We actually went out in the league phase, which, yeah, that is interesting. We just conceded 9 goals as well. So, yeah, our attack letting us down there. However, we don't really care about the Europa League. We want to win the Champions League. And we are finally going to fight for the Champions League trophy. And the growth in the team, Stasin up to 93. The defense, yeah, Alves and Hassan only growing by 1, but they are decent rated. Moreau growing by 1, Bertrand growing by 1. Lefebvre, however, is 88 rated, which is brilliant. So he can actually go into the starting 11 instead of Morley. But yeah, the Moreau and Bertrand, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure. And Stasin, however, have scored 29 goals, 27 in the league, which is fantastic. Bertrand scoring 18. So maybe dynamic potential can help him next season. As you can see, will go up in ratings in 85 weeks and Moreau in 55. So that they have kind of reached their potential as well. So we need to hope that there are some new youngsters available on the market. But yeah, Sagna not playing too much. I wonder who is taking his minutes. Maybe it is a mix of Blondel and probably Lefebvre, I'm guessing. But can I maybe put... No, he won't be too good as a DM, neither will Boadi probably. Yeah, probably gonna stick with Sagna as the DM. Our first of two signings in season number 8. It is a backup right back. It is Patrick Simon from Brentford. Our second signing, it is a backup left winger who was a free agent. It is Tong Hyun An. So this is how the team is looking going into season number 8. It is looking very good. It is of course the same 11 as last season. It's now the first season in the Champions League, so it will be interesting to see how we do. We don't have too many more seasons with Stassin if we want to win the Champions League with him. Apart from that, the rest of the team is under 23 or 23 years or younger, so we have a lot of time with those. And of course our two new signings is An here, 19 years old, 78 rated left winger, and also Simon, 18 years old, 78 rated right back. So the depth is also looking very, very solid. That is season number 8 done, and how you won the league? We have not. We finished second, just 4 points behind PSG. Coupe de France was won by PSG as well. The Super Cup, I didn't mean to click that. The Champions League was won by Club Brugge, and as we can see, we were so close to the final. We came to the semi-final in our first season in the Champions League, losing 4-3 to Arsenal on aggregate, so we couldn't really be much closer to the final, and I'm sure we would have beaten Club Brugge. Taking a look at the squad, Bertrand has finally started to grow like a proper player. The squad is looking really good. I'm extremely happy with the full starting 11. Moreau is maybe on the weak side, however we have An who is almost the same rating now. So unless I can find a left winger, we will just simulate straight away into season number 9, and hopefully we can reach the Champions League final then, or unless I can find any crazy players that would improve the squad. Despite having 115 million euros in the bank, there were no players that would improve our starting 11 or depth as a whole, so we'll just stick with the same team, and hopefully it will be good enough to finally reach the Champions League final in season number 9. And as we can see in season number 9, we are in the Champions League final, and we will play against Borussia Dortmund. In League 1, we won the league for the first time, beating PSG quite comfortably. Coupe de France, we finally won that as well. Coupe de France, Toulouse won that, beating PSG, and we are of course in the Champions League final. Looking at the stats of the team, which I know I just remembered I forgot to do that last season, although it isn't that important. Let's take a look. Yes, Stassin, 34 goals, 10 assists. Bertrand starting to be amazing, 30 goals, 9 assists. An getting 10 goals and 3 assists, he's up to 86. So maybe we'll use him instead of Moreau in the final. Yeah, I do believe we will. Rodriguez from left back, 8 and 8. Boadi, 9 and 6. Morley also 9 and 6, but hasn't played anywhere close to the same games as Boadi. So yeah, Lefebvre, 90 rated, 3 goals, 9 assists. Let's take a look at the squad. So this is the team we will use. Perez 93 rated, Hassan 85, Thomas 88, Alves 86, Rodriguez 88, Sagna 85, Boadi, who is signed in the first season, 91, Lefebvre 90, An 86, Stassin, who is from the original Saint-Etienne team in real life, 96, and Bertrand 88. We also have really good players on the bench, such as Morley, Blondel, Moreau. Barrios is decent, and also this right winger who has been with us from the start, and also Simon, 83 rated right back. So let's get into the Champions League final. Borussia Dortmund going straight up in the attack, and Alves with a big tackle there. However, they are winning the ball back. Borussia Dortmund, Arda Güler, do not let him shoot, but Perez with a huge save. We can get a chance at least. Bertrand getting past the defender, Stassin making the run. Our striker, Stassin, he shoots and we score. It's 1-0 to Saint-Etienne after just 10 minutes. And Weiss for Borussia Dortmund can get a dangerous attack. Arda Güler with another shot, but Perez is there once again. On. Dortmund's defense are just wide open. Stassin with his weaker foot tries the shot, but is wide. Alphonso Davies, I do believe, on the left for Borussia Dortmund. Sees Güler back to Davies, but Hassan with a magnificent tackle, and we can go straight up in the attack. Boadi, what can you do, my friend? You see Sagna who sees Stasin, Bertrand, who got a lot of stick from us earlier in the save, and it is 2-0 to Saint-Etienne. Borussia Dortmund are struggling really bad against the French champion, and Bertrand with a wonderful strike in the top corner. John Duran with a fantastic pass to Güler. He shoots, but he scores the rebound, and Dortmund are straight back into it. And Dortmund, John Duran this time, the shot is blocked, and we just need to get rid of it. Get rid of it, there we go. I know, Stasin is injured. It looks like he has torn his ACL, and that is a big shame. Yeah, I'm just gonna sub Moro on and use An as the striker. Our 96 rated striker has torn his ACL in the Champions League final. Bertrand sees An, who has come on for Stasin, and An scores straight away. And it is Saint-Etienne 3, Borussia Dortmund 1. Moro down the left, Moro tries to cross to Bertrand. He can't win the duel. Can we win it now? No, we cannot. Dortmund get the dangerous attack away. And Dortmund are still struggling even in the second half. On Bertrand tries the shot, and it is just wide. That's so close to 4-1. Lefebvre to Moreau. The last dangerous attack maybe, but it's a save by Schuler. And this should be it for the Champions League final. Dortmund can maybe get one last attack, but they get a penalty actually. Borussia Dortmund get a penalty in the last second, but it doesn't matter at all even though they scored. We have won the Champions League final 3-2. And there we have the Champions League trophy. Boadi, who was our first signing I do believe, will lift the trophy for Saint-Etienne. It's been a really fun challenge to rebuild using Youth Gold. Let me know if you want me to do more Youth Golds or more interesting rebuilds than just the normal ones. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll talk to you guys next time.